I'm going to spend the next 200 hours and 2 months of my life draining a guardian temple and transforming it into something really unique. There's a few things we need to take care of before we start the draining process. We need a mob switch, a creeper farm, a ton of sand, and around 15,000 glass. To get the mob switch started, I'm going to bring a few villagers over to the border of my spawn chunks. So unfortunately, the replay mod recordings of building the switch corrupted, but the switch is done. The spawn chunks for my world are on the left side of the switch, so right now it's turned on. I'm gonna fly a few hundred blocks away and confirm that no mobs are spawning. Alright, we're now out of the 128 block spawn range, and there are no mobs, which means that it's working. And then if I go back, and I flick the switch again, and I fly back to the same place, there should be mobs there. Here I am, back at the same tree, and mobs are spawning, so we are all done with the switch. With the mob switch completed, the next thing we need to do is build a creeper farm. This video took a lot of time, so if you're enjoying it, please leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more. Now that the creeper farm is done, we can finally start working on draining the guardian temple. And to do that, we're gonna need a lot of sand. While I was gathering sand, I decided that I wanted to finally get a totem so that I could feel a little bit safer. I came over to a pillager outpost that I discovered a bit ago, and then I did a raid at a nearby village. Hey, there's a captain. Finally. It's been like 20 minutes. There we go. Hey, look, we finally got an evoker. Alright, one left. Get out of here. I did it. I have successfully solved the problem that I created. Truly a hero of the people. 5 totems from one raid is pretty good. I don't know if the numbers are always the same, but 5 is a lot better than the 0 I had before. So for now, I can go back to gathering sand. Alright, I've moved over all the sand and the glass, and we have about 6 double chests of each. I'm going to be playing with Fulbright on and shaders off for the time being so that it's a little bit easier to see when I'm underwater. Before I start mapping out the perimeter with glass, I'm going to pop into the temple and clear out the 3 Elder Guardians. Oh. Wait. It seems like normal Guardians are affected by the mob switch. Wow, that was really, really loud. So I'm not actually going to have to worry about them while I'm working, and that's really, really cool. Alright, 1 down, 2 to go. Alright, 1 to go. I'm not sure where this guy is. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be in this room right here, but he's just not. Ah, here he is. Oh, and we have a sponge room. Nice. Damn, this guy wandered really far. Alright, all 3 are done. With the temple cleared, I started out by building out 90 blocks from the center to each edge of the circle. And then I connected the edges together and extended the glass down to the bottom of the ocean. It took way less time than I expected to finish the glass perimeter. I thought it would take like 5 to 6 hours, but it only ended up taking like an hour and a half. It's completely done now. Now comes the fun part though. I'm going to be placing walls of sand at roughly 5 block intervals starting on this side. And then I'll add netherrack framing into it. And then I'll go back over it with sponges to finish draining it. Which might be kind of hard to visualize now, but it'll make more sense once we actually start to drain. So I've placed all the sand I had, and it's clearly nowhere near enough. Instead of spending another couple of hours gathering sand and trying to place more walls at once, I think I'm just going to go section by section and then break down the walls as I go. Hopefully if I do that, I won't have to gather any more sand than I already have. I'm not going to bore you guys with a real-time or even a sped-up version of the draining process. This was one of the roughly 8 sections in this single sand row, so just imagine doing this like 250 times. Alright, so we are now done with about 10% of the draining. I've already cleared out all the walls. It's pretty time-consuming, but it's honestly not as bad as it could be. Putting on a stream or putting on a nice like couple hour long YouTube video in the background and just draining and grinding it, it's not too bad. And now, with the power of editing, with the snap of my fingers, I will drain half of the temple. See? I did the funny little snap transition. It's been 6 days. I'm tired. Thankfully, we're almost done, so I'll see you guys when all this water's gone. I am so glad to finally be done draining water. It took almost 40 hours to drain this entire perimeter. I'm super excited to start transforming the temple, but before we can start on that, we need to lower the ground around the temple to make some room. So I finished clearing out all this area below the temple, and then I also cleared out the inside of the temple. So we're kind of fully ready to start doing, well, I guess except for that block there. So we're pretty much ready to start doing the actual temple transformation. I was hoping that by clearing out the insides, I would get enough dark prismarine to do all the accents I wanted to do, but this is clearly not going to be enough. And even if it is, I will want to use this block in the future, so I'm going to need a squid farm anyway. So I may as well just build it now. So I've AFK'd the farm for like 5 minutes, so if there's any output, then it's working, and it looks like there is output. Wow, this is a much lower number than I expected. Oh, it's a hopper issue, that makes sense. Okay, then yeah, this is fine. My basic plan is to make walls on the outside that extend down roughly to where I'm standing. And then there will be 4 entrances with 1 on each cardinal side. Then, I'm going to drop the center down into the ground, and I'm going to create a sorting system, and then a guardian farm in the middle of the base. This is the design I'm planning on using for all the walls. So before we move on, I'm going to mirror this design to the other 3 sides of the temple. Now, I'm going to use this dark block palette to replace those 2 blocks here with a full block and then a half slab. I'm also going to add some dark prismarine accents around the whole thing and then start working on the roof. I'm completely out of sea lanterns and almost completely out of dark prismarine, but I think it's time to build the Guardian farm. I AFK'd the farm for a while, and now I've got enough resources to finish up the temple. Now that we're finally done with the outside, we can work on the functional part of the base. And to start, I'm going to clear out some space underneath the temple right where I'm standing. We're going to need a lot of wood for all the chests and hoppers we need for the sorting system. Instead of gathering it all by hand, I'm going to build a quick and easy but very versatile tree farm. I'm all done with the tree farm, so I'm going to run it for a little while, and then I'll hopefully have enough wood to finish up the rest of the base. So, we're done with the outside, and the visuals for the inside. So now, all that's left is to build the sorting system. So, it turns out that I kinda can't count because I only gathered around half of the chests that I actually need. So I'm gonna go run the tree farm a little bit more. last few hoppers placed, the sorting system is all done. It's not completely functional yet because we haven't actually told it what things to sort. All we really need to do that is come over here, go to this hopper pointing into the comparator, put 7 of the block we want to sort out into here. So 7 is going to tick down to 6 and place it in here. And now if we go back over here, I can place all this stone in here. And it's going to go through some hoppers underground, up through this water elevator, and then it will come out and get sorted into that chest. Alright, I got worried for a second. So now if we run down here and we look in this chest, we'll see it slowly filling up. Before I spend what will probably be multiple hours setting up all the individual sorters, I'm going to place the floor in here just to give it a more finished atmosphere and vibe. It is with great pleasure that I say the sorting system is 100% done. I've done a comprehensive test, and I put a bunch of random blocks into it. Things that needed to go to a certain place and get collected somewhere were collected, and anything that wasn't collected went into this chest here. So now we can deal with the fact that it's incredibly dark in here. And for now, I think I'm just going to line the outsides with sea lanterns so that the chests are lit up and the room in general feels a little brighter. With the sorting system done, there's only 3 more things that we need to do before we can start transforming the area around the temple. The first thing is finishing up this arch thing that's above. It never really got finished, I kind of forgot about it, but I'll need to take care of it now. The second thing is removing the prismarine from below the guardian farm. It looks pretty bad, and I think glass there will look a lot better. And the third and final thing is covering up all of the item sorters with stone. To start our work on the perimeter around the temple, I'm going to clear out all the gravel and blend the terrain a little bit. Alright, so I finished removing all that disgusting gravel, and now I'm going to take what is by far the easiest option and just bone meal moss all the way around this whole circle. There's 3 more things we need to terraform before we move on. The first is this platform outlined here. The second is adding a small river underneath the platform. And the third is adding a small pool and waterfall over here. And now, all that's left to do is to build some trees and add some texture to the temple entrances.